Well, today we talk camo options on the Fenix PD35 version 2. So today I'm really excited because I love Fenix flashlights. They make really good products. I love most of their designs overall. And this PD35 version 2 has some cool extra features and has some cool color combinations that are options that you can purchase. So looking forward to breaking down the light for you today, showing you what it has to offer. All right, folks, we're gonna jump right into the flashlight and give you some basic specs, give you some basic information on the flashlight. And what I really like about it right out of the gate is that now they have not only black, which is very standard for most flashlights, but you can get it in camo colors. They not only have this gray and tan digicam, but they also have a woodland color camo, so those will be available in the links that we offer to you guys below, which is pretty sick. And it's just something cool. It gives it a little bit different. Some people, you may be concerned about losing your flashlight, so if you drop it, so obviously that don't go with the camo if you're concerned about that. But I just like it as a fact of it just giving us something different, giving us something outside the box with these kind of medium to large size, either outdoor or tactical flashlights that are usually just black. And that's like the only option that you have. Maybe you'll get a coyote tan, but to actually give us camo colors is pretty sweet. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and hit battery and battery life and all that right out of the gate. So this will take two different types of batteries. It'll take either an 18650 rechargeable, which is what I have in here, so you can totally reuse the light. You're not burning through high power batteries all the time, or it will take two CR123 batteries as well. So there are two different options that you can basically use. My recommendation would be to have one with the 18650, and that's how you'll get the highest power and longest battery life and all that. But also have backup CR123s in case that burns out while you're out and about and you don't have time to recharge. Boom, then you can dump in a set of CR123s to get you home. So that's how I do it, and that's how I carry this and regularly use it. Now, one other really cool aspect, and I'm hoping that we'll either have B-roll or something, is right here on the secondary switch. When you turn the light on, the light has this little light indicator to tell you how much the battery is charged. And if it's just a solid constant green, it means the battery is fully saturated. You're going to have tons of battery life. If it blinks green, then you know that it's still in really good shape. And then if it gives you a red constant, it is poor, and if it's red flashing, it means it's critical, like this thing's going to go out any second. So that happens every time you turn the flashlight on. It'll give you that little flash there on that little button. It's a light inside the recess button there. So that's pretty cool that it has that option, and so you're not guessing. I always like it, particularly on this level when we're investing a lot of money not only in the flashlight but then in the batteries, to know how much battery life I have left. It's a really good added bonus. All right, so we have 6 different light settings on this light, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to jump through them here real quick, and from what I'm looking at the actual manual. I just wanted to make sure I'm not reading off of some weird spec sheet or something like that. From what I can tell, it doesn't matter on batteries, regardless if it's the CR123 or the 18650, you're gonna get the same amount of lumens and power. So that's pretty nice from everything that I am reading here. So with that, we're gonna start out with the high, which is gonna be turbo, and that is gonna give you 1,000 lumens for 2 hours and 50 minutes at a distance of 250 meters, and that has a candela intensity of 15,600, which is pretty sick. So I mean, it's a cannon in your pocket, which is pretty awesome. So you got a lightsaber almost with the turbo. Then if you go down to high, that's 350 lumens for 5 hours and 10 minutes at 157 meters, and that's 6,150 candelas. Again, you can research all this. I'm just kind of showing you guys a little bit so you get a taste for it on film, what it can do. Medium is 150 lumens for 12 hours, 25 minutes, 103 meters at 2,650 candelas. Then low is going to be 50 lumens for almost 30 hours, 29 and a half hours at 60 meters for 900 candelas. Eco is 3 lumens for 430 hours at 13 meters, and that's 42 candelas. And then finally the strobe, it does not give me any distance time. I believe it would probably be similar to the actual 1,000 lumen, like 2 hours and 50 minutes, 1,000 lumen strobe. So I have not tested all of those out for accuracy. That is what Fenix claims. I tend to find that Fenix is pretty close. They don't over exaggerate too much on their battery lives. So I have tested it, you know, burned out the battery once or twice on high, and it is right around the 3-hour point. So I would assume, and I'm not going to take the time to go through all 6 of those, that it's going to be very close to the hours that they tell you, and you can check that out on the site. You can check it out on Amazon, all the different places that we offer to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit the switches here. We have 2 different switches. The first one we're going to hit is the big tail switch back here. They will give you spares with the set when you purchase the light, which is always great when they give you, you know, the rubberized button is a backup. And they'll give you spare gaskets, waterproof gaskets, to help with the water resistance of the light. So what we have here is our first actuation light. When you hit that thing, it's going to remember whatever the last lumen setting you had it on, and it will throw that every time. So that's what's pretty cool with that. We got 2 little cut-ins there for a lanyard. I don't remember if it comes with a lanyard or not. I don't know where my packaging is at the moment. It's buried in the Guinea's Tactical dungeon. So if it does, they might give you a lanyard right there. If not, you can easily, there's a pretty large holes right there. The button is basically recessed. It's almost there for, you know, carrying in your pocket, that type of thing, or in the pouch that it comes with. It won't accidentally get engaged. It's not recessed enough that you could actually stand it upside down. It does protrude just a hair from the body there. So you can't rest it, you know, on the ground. You would really have to like prop it up against something. It does have anti-roll body as well on that aircraft grade aluminum body, which is always nice. Good traction points, no issues there. Everything that you would expect from a light of this size and kind of being more of a professional outdoor or tactical, you know, type of light, or a large EDC light that you would want. So the button is very easy to engage. Now you can either just lightly press it, or you can click it for sustained use, just like what we know from most flashlights. The other thing is that to switch through, you have this secondary button that we saw earlier with the light indicator for the battery power in there. I said recess, it's not recess, but you really have to put a little pressure on it to get it to engage. So that's going to get you to cycle through each one, which is nice. So you just tap through until you get to the lumen count that you want, which is pretty sweet. Now I'm about to hit strobe. This is the only real critique that I have with the light, is that for more of you know, emergency tactical, possibly light, I would want the ability to possibly like click once and then like double click to get a strobe in or something. That is not the option. You have to hold down the button. Let's see if I can even get it here. Oh, it's not on. So you got to click, turn it on, then hold down the button for about 2 seconds, and then it'll start flashing, and it does 2 different types of strobing. So not sure why they chose to go with that. You can then release it, and it will continue to do that if need be, or then you just touch it again and it'll go back, and then you just click, it'll go back to whatever setting it was. So this button back here does not actuate the strobe. I would have liked to see that. You have to use the secondary button right here and hold it down for a moment to get it to strobe out. So that's my really only major critique with the design. The other one is that the pocket clip is removable if you don't want to use it. It's not a loop over pocket clip. I always like a little bit deeper ride and then loop over, so that if need be, now it's pretty heavy light with the battery, it's 4.8 ounces. But, you know, just to be able to attach it different ways, carry different ways, possibly put it on the bill of a hat, maybe clip it through a backpack strap, you know, something. Just having a double loop is always beneficial in my opinion. So I would have liked to see that on the flashlight as well. All right, so let's go ahead and break down price point as well. Now, again, I've always really enjoyed Fenix products. I've spent probably several $100s at this point on my own Fenix products. Fenix did send this over to me to test out and review, to give you guys my opinion on it, to give you guys all the things that I like about it, all the things I don't. So, and point out the pros and cons so you guys can make the wise choice. That's what we always want to do here at the channel, is show you what products can do, what they can't do, so that you can decide if they're the right tool for you. I never want you guys to watch a video, to purchase a gear item and go, wow, that is not what I thought was going to happen. That is not what I needed. I always want to show you guys, hey, this is what it can do, this is what it can't, then you guys can make that wise purchasing decision. So this one is going to go for as low I've seen on Amazon for about $70. It will go all the way up to $90. It really just depends on color combinations and batteries that you decide to go with, because there's lots of options. You can buy it with CR123, you can buy it with the 18650, you can buy it, you know, black, you can buy it with the Digi, you can buy it with the woodland camo. So lots of options there for you guys. It's just up to you on how much money you want to spend, how much you want to invest in the product. I think at that price point, it's very comparable not only to Fenix's other flashlights that we've been talking about that are very similar to this, but also flashlights, you know, regardless if it's from Olight or if it's from Streamlight or some of those other flashlight companies out there. And I've always loved the build quality that Fenix offers to us. So we appreciate it when you guys use the links that we offer to you below over to Blade HQ as well as Amazon. Don't forget about Knockaround Sunglass Company as well as backcountry.com. You can check out all of those hyperlinks down in the description below so you can find out where you can pick these guys up. So we always appreciate when you use those links. So as I alluded to a little earlier, we recently, a couple months ago, did the Fenix UC35 version 2. They've updated some things, and that one has the exterior USB rechargeable port, so you don't have to take the battery out to recharge the battery. And that's a really nice, more, I would say, EDC friendly. You're a mechanic, you're a construction worker, you are to the outdoors, that type of thing, and you want to use this flashlight a lot and you want to recharge it a lot. Now, it did well with our water testing and all that, but there is just the potential for that to malfunction. It does have a rubber gasket, the little cover for the recharging port. So there could be problems with that. This eliminates some of that by not offering that. It does not offer an exterior way to charge the batteries. So it's going to be a little more rough and tumble, in my opinion, a little bit more heavy duty, and less things that you may have to be concerned about when you are really hard on your gear. So if you're really hard on your gear and you're trying to decide between the two, the UC35 and the PD35, that would be my opinion. UC, if you're still, it's still very tough and durable, and you need to recharge the battery, like you burn through that flashlight like every day, then it's a convenience that is there. But if you're not using the flashlight quite as often and you're a little harder on your gear around maybe dust and dirt a lot of water and that type of thing, and you're concerned that the USB port might over time wear out or you start to get stuff gunked up in it and just compromise the flashlight, this would be the way to go and go with the PD35, and it will have a little bit more battery life to the ranges that it offers, as well as I believe a little bit more lumens depending on what setting you go with. So there are capabilities for both. They're both great flashlights, just depends on what you need and what you are looking for. Well guys, in conclusion, as an everyday carry light, this probably wouldn't be my first choice. Just because it's very large, it's pretty expensive. But if you're looking for more of a heavy duty, hard hitting, tactical, or you just use your light constantly flashlight, then I think this has a lot of capabilities and is going to be a little more rough and tumble, have a little more focus on the heavy duty, hard use application than some of the other flashlights in Fenix's line. So I like the foolproof capability of the light, and really for me, the only drawback being that I have to push the secondary button to get that strobe feature. It would be really nice to have some sort of actuation on the strobe in the rear tail lights. So that's really the only critique that I have, but it has a lot going for it, and I love the color combinations and the camo options that they're offering, and I really hope other companies begin to follow suit in this, just giving us some different flavors. We can express ourselves in different ways with this flashlight and flashlights and gear in general. So thank you guys so much for coming over today. Check us out on Instagram, all the social media. If you're not a current subscriber, I invite you to become part of the GT family and subscribe, throwing up videos every single week. Don't forget about the Gideon's Tactical Show. Goes live every Saturday, different from reviews. We have conversations, topics. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun, a little bit different. And finally, guys, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.